Transformers, more than meets the eye. Autobots wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the...
Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us. For this special figure showcase, we're going to be looking at the 2013 Deluxe Bumblebee. What we're going to do with this video then, we're going to have a detailed look at him in both of his modes to help you decide how you want to display him. We'll have a look at the accessories that come with him and how you can use them in both modes. We'll have a look at the contents of what used to come in a sealed package, including the comic book and the instructions. And of course, we'll do some comparisons with other Bumblebee figures from the Generations toy line, and indeed more figures along the Thrilling 30s toy line, and ones especially that use the same mould. Now, before we get started, I want to dedicate this video to a friend of my little boys from school, and his name is Ted, and I know that he loves the Bumblebee character, so I hope he likes this video very, very much. Okay then, this figure came out in 2013. It was part of the Thrilling 30 toy line, which is what you can see written there. And of course, I'm pretty sure you can gather it is to commemorate the 30th anniversary of Transformers. And although this guy perhaps doesn't look that familiar to you, that is because this is basically the IDW version of him. As you can see here, this is an IDW comic. And if we just open up the pages inside, you can see that this was the take that they were using for him in the IDW comics. So he's no longer your traditional VW Beetle. He's quite a bit different, to be fair. Of course, same colour scheme, but that's why he looks a little bit different. Let's have a look at the figure then. So the good thing is, obviously, we've still got the Bumblebee head sculpt. It will turn all the way around, but it won't tilt backwards and forwards. There's some light piping you can see there at the back of the head as well, which will go into his eyes. Shoulders will spin all the way around, as well as going out to the side. You can see there's obviously movement at the elbow or the bicep, however you want to refer to it. There is, of course, a waist swivel, hips up and down, knee tilt, and even an ankle rock. So for an 8-year-old figure, there's obviously a lot of articulation on this particular guy. And as you can see, he does display really, really well. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to very quickly take his weapons off so we can have a look at him without the weapons. And there we go. Again, with all his points of articulation, he really will display fantastic. What we're going to do now then, we're going to have a quick look at him in his alternate mode, and then we're going to do some comparisons with that as well. Okay, we're back, and as you can see, I've got him transformed into his alternate mode. Apologies for not doing it on camera. A couple of reasons for that is, one, to keep the length of the video down, and two, is not to spoil it for yourselves. However, if you would like to see a transformation process, I will be uploading a video showing that in detail shortly. So the good thing about the transformation process is, and the good thing about the instructions, funnily enough, is the fact that it was only 10 steps. But the best thing about this is, not only have you got some amazing artwork there, again, of the character, but you've got dual-sided. So this, of course, was robot changing him into vehicle. And then on the opposite side, which I think they need to do this nowadays with more instructions, you've got the complete role reversal. So you're not struggling or just trying to follow the instructions backwards. So let's have a look at the alternate mode then. And as you can see, it pretty much resembles like a muscle car, but it looks really, really good. A bit like a Ford Mustang. The wheels spin round as you'd expect it to do. There's a slight gap there, which I cannot force in anymore, and I don't want to, and I've checked some of the pictures, and to be honest, as you can see, the back there is completely stuck together. There is on every picture I've noticed, there's that gap. So if I want to be really pedantic and picky, you can say that that is a bit of a negative, but I love the detail on these wheels. It looks really good. The rest of it all clips together really, really nice. You can just about make out, I suppose, that it's a robot underneath because his hands are visible there, and maybe that's his chest, but that's just being super pedantic, and that's with it turned upside down. When it's like that, not a clue whatsoever, and again, he looks brilliant. So what we've got here then is we have the accessories, and I know I didn't do this in robot mode. I'm going to do that in a second. They are pretty much identical. We're going to fold these down, these tabs, and I'm sure you can guess already, you've seen the holes in the back of the vehicle right there, so we can now attach these as well. I suppose the good thing about this particular figures is, if you haven't got the weapons, it's not too detrimental. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to have these weapons on the side or when he's in robot mode, so it's not too detrimental if they are missing. there we go then. Right, let's do a couple of quick comparisons. I'm going to take these off because otherwise they look too big, to be honest. So there is one of the more popular versions of Bumblebee, the classics version from 2006. Again, we're still miles away from the original little old Volkswagen Beetle there, but again, three brilliant versions of this particular figure rather, not car, because they're all different. What we're going to do now then, we're then going to come back with him in robot mode for the final time and do a few more comparisons and see what else we can do with his accessories. Okay then, so we're back for the final time, and this is indeed the way that I choose to display him in his robot mode. So before we have a quick look at him, let's have a quick look at the sealed package. And we already know that there's the comic in at the back there. This again I think was a brilliant addition for these particular figures. You can make out the instructions at the bottom as well. I've already pointed out that that was the badge or the main logo for the Thrilling 30 toy line. And what I really like about this is they've put a tech spec at the back there. You've there got your pictures of your sports mode, and of course it's saying that you've got your Stinger blasters, and this is what I'm going to be showing you, funnily enough, in a second. If you'd like to read the bio or the description there for Bumblebee, you can pause it now and have a quick read of that. And again, at the back, these are all product images rather than artwork from some of the other toy lines. So let's go back to the figure itself then. And of course you saw me originally with these accessories, one in each hand like that. But what you can also do is, if you look there, you can see that this has got a hole, this has got a tab, and of course this has got the opposite. We can now clip these two together, and then I would fold one down like so, and then you can put this in his hand like that. So you've got obviously double blasters now instead of just single ones in each hand. It's, I suppose, another good little gimmick that, you know, gives it a bit more playability and gives you a bit more fun when you're displaying him. So let's also have a quick look at, first and foremost, the other two figures in the same toy line that used the mold. And of course the cheeky one there is Goldbug, or Goldfire as of course he's now known, and Nightbeat. And I've intentionally kept the side panels down, the arms, because it reminds me more of the G1 toy. But otherwise you've got very similar, just of course slightly different head sculpts and slightly different chest details to make them particular figures up. As for Bumblebees themselves, so again we have to use the original, even though it's nothing like this. We've already seen the classics one in robot mode, and then this is the most recent, and this is also, I think, most people's new favorite. So there we go. This is of course the Earthrise. I think it's the Netflix version of the Earthrise Bumblebee. So there's a few figures there which you can see. And yeah, this is where we're going to sign off, looking at the 2013 Deluxe Class Thrilling 30 Bumblebee. Hope you enjoyed it, and you as well, Ted. Take care, everybody else. Thanks for watching. Like and comment, and don't forget to subscribe.